I'm back. So we can be misled. People are being misled. And hopefully, you know, who's seeking for enlightenment and truth will find it. But the problem I have now is that it's 2025 and we have YouTube, we have cell phones that's advanced. We have access to a lot of resources and technology that we didn't have 30 years ago. You know, they're still finding fossils um, in Africa that's dating back thousands and thousands of years before Christ was invented. Um, we are in North America, one of the most modern places on the planet. And I think that we are being complacent with how things been going for us, which was a comfortable, uh, we gonna spoil you type of environment. You know, we get these presidents, we get divided between red and blue, and then we got all these churches that I don't know why they built so many of these damn churches, you know, and yet have the churches worked for us? Have these preachers been doing a good job to change the mindsets of the people, the communities, the neighborhoods? You know, since you've been born, has it gotten better in the ghettos? You know, why do we feel that we got to move to the suburbs? You know, versus staying in the ghetto, fixing the ghetto with all the churches, with all the preachers. Something ain't right. Or some people don't want to change it. However, you can't run from yourself, whether you want to be African or Native American. That elite group of what we call official government or Europeans or whatever, you are a nigga with all the little money you got. And shout out to Tulsa, Oklahoma for having their own hospitals, banks, and businesses that they had. They were so strong, they got burnt down to the ground. They bombed that place. But I give them credit because they did put their work and effort in to have their own, to be independent. But unfortunately, they didn't have their own military. Now in 2025, we still think voting going to get us further ahead in life. And it has not, you know, and it's not working. Neither is the churches. And then I don't understand why when you say you don't believe in Jesus, a person looks at you like you're crazy. And like if you say you believe in Jesus, they're going to trust you more or something. That's insanity. I'm not going to trust a person more that believe in Jesus than a person who don't believe in Jesus. You see? And you ask yourself, is Jesus or any God that we believe in working for us? What is the condition of African Americans as a whole? Or if you want to be a nigga or a black person or African American, Native American, is it working as a whole? Your clan, your crew, your community. You know, that's the thing. And also, where is the evidence of this Jesus or Allah? It's all make believe. And when you go to work, you know you could pay your bills. You know you're going to get food because you went to work and you got a check. But yet, if the Almighty is your higher power and you don't go to work, how long you think you're going to eat and pay your rent without cash? Or somebody else going to pay your rent? How long you think that that's going to happen? And when it do happen, it happens to a human being. And you can get a credit to God. I get it. But the reality is, things are not getting better in the U.S. And I ask, why? What are we doing? Why we catch so much hell on earth, or trauma? And the fighting amongst us has risen up very high. Like we fight real quick with each other. And that's crazy. So that being said, I think it's a self-hatred for us to identify as African because they show Africa as being bad, poor, and stuck in the past and time. Which, of course, if I rob you and take everything you got, rape your mama, your daughter, your son, and name you after me, Johnny Taylor, Rodney Johnson, and all, you are my product. I own you, basically. And that's what happened. So we're empowering their ancestors by calling ourselves European names. And they are who they are. They know who they are, but we don't really know who we are. So I think we've cursed. It's too much bloodshed amongst us. Just too much over small stuff at that. So I think the curse is strong because we are participating in their culture. They invaded Africa, invaded North America, damn near killed all the damn Indians. And then we party and want to be just like them in certain ways. Wear they suits and wear they European cuts, material, European names, European whips, European hospitals, European baby showers and wedding outfits. Even the Jews won't buy a German car. They won't. And they honor their Holocaust. We don't honor ours. Why? It's because we want to put it in the past like it didn't happen. Man, that's back then. Let's move forward. Some Jews ain't moving forward like that. They remember that. They know what time it is. But we don't want to let go of nothing. His sororities, his fraternities, all that's Greek. That ain't African. And the Africans taught the Greeks. They came to Egypt to learn. But yet, we don't want to speak no African language. I went to Africa. You don't see Americans, Black Americans over there by the busload. You just don't. You see Europeans over there. Deep. Because they know. They know. To be continued.